did he break down? Why did he break down? Where did he break down? And these sorts of challenges we need to constantly edit, audit, and improve. And there is no sort of silver bullet which will solve all the attitude problems. Okay? I go to next step where I say chemistry should match. Okay? आंखों आंखों में बातें हो जाती हैं, सब कुछ लिख पढ़ के नहीं दिया जाता. Every official communication does not at prime ministerial level. So there are softwares, and this is what I'm trying to tell you in software. Please look at this attitude of like that will make you or break. And how do I sort of start with? So in our culture, we have a very strong word when we start the relationship. We start with namaste, this sort of bowing. And I went down into this word and trying to tell people that what is this namaste all about? What are we trying to do when we do this? So I came out with a reading that we both are spirits, okay, and I honor the place in you in which your entire universe was. So you are full complete, that's what we say. You are nothing incomplete about yourself, but you still feel incomplete. And that place is of love, truth, light and peace. Atma jo hai, soul in every body, living thing. And when you are in that place as you, I am in that place and we both are one. So we both have same place of love, peace, heart, love, peace, light and truth. But somehow these four things get distorted and chaotic and the problem starts unfolding. So we both that divine force which you bring on table. Okay, so Mr. Pavle, Mr. Krishna Raj, Mr. Vasudevan, I bow to all of you. This is the reverence which we do in our relationship building. Okay. Coming down as I, Krishna, the problem with science is that it can prove, but it cannot discover. Discovery is the subject of discovery. It's like America was there, but until Columbus went there and he told it's an India. And we started believing it's an India, but it was United States of India, America. Okay, Red Indians were there. So, but we didn't discover it, that means we didn't know. Same thing in our body. There are lots of things we feel, we experience, but we can't prove it. So what I call is that's intuition, the sixth sense. I use classic example of benzene. When benzene was discovered, that scientist got a dream of an entangled snakes, in form of a helix structure. There's nothing big about that double helix structure of benzene, but that dream happened. Okay, Aristotle, who gave us the law of buoyancy. Aristotle, the law of buoyancy. When that guy jumped in the swimming pool and he started coming out naked and shouted, "Eureka, Eureka! I found it." What did he find? He found a buoyancy law, buoy. Okay, it didn't happen with plan; it happened with accident, and he was connected to that accident on a different plane, and that plane is called intuitive plane. It's the sixth sense, which we say. We call it here Brikuti Chakra. It is a science. I don't want to delve more on it, but there are some dreams, there are some wishes, there are some desires which are incomplete, and we come here to solve those or address those or succeed those. And that's the story of everyday life, okay? In case of physical numbers, I say never lock your...
Who is that?
Mahesh?
Hi.
Hi, Pavle.
Yeah. Namaste.
Namaste, namaste.
Namaste. Who is she?
Mahesh Bhatt. Yeah, so shall I continue?
Yes, sir, you can.
Yeah. So I say God didn't create numbers, we created numbers. Zero was given by Bhaskara. I am okay with numbers to a point. Accounts is good, but not everything can be accounted, okay? There is a saying, what counts should be accounted, but not everything can be counted. So, lock your mind at 12, lock your heart at 16, you will never grow up. Keep that inquisitiveness alive in you. What's new in this life? What's that new bottle which the same wine is refreshing and sort of getting better and better with age as well as time? And heart, 16 is the age when you are very young, you basically are full of positivity. There's no negativity in so-called love or affection. As we grow, we get some negative vibrations and negative experiences, due to which sometimes we harden. So I said, don't get bitter, get better. And recently I have just published a book, How Do You Build Attitudes into Your Value Systems, okay? That's the next level which we take. Once the attitudes are measured and defined, then you go finding the purpose and value of your life, which is invaluable. So, people want to win, correct? Winning and success are a state of mind again, and a reality also. You're playing a cricket match or football match, you win and lose. The message is that it is synchronous of head-heart. This sort of psychological way where you synchronize the head, heart and hand for economic and social and political gains. If you don't think to win, you have already lost. Many times I say. You keep on fighting your battles, you keep on fighting, but you have to think to win. Sooner you think, faster you will reach to your victories. Okay. Again, not every game you play you win. So some you lose, some you win. So always believe there is a force other than you which is playing with you. And that I call God, Allah, Jesus, Ram. It plays with everybody. So you do your best, God will do the rest. And you are the God. That's another section we say. Aham Brahmasmi, in Islam they say, Khud hi tera khuda ba. You become your destiny driver. Okay? Not the charter. Charter is written, but you drive the destiny. You create your master plans and see his plans. Embed it into that macro master plan, your micro master plans. And it's not always the strongest and the best and the biggest wins. Okay? This is history. David versus Goliath. Out of 100 matches, 33 only were won by David. 66 times Goliath has beaten. The small ones have beaten the bigger ones. And that's where the story of human guts and glory starts. And many times I say people succumb to failure. I say failure is the first teacher. Learn. Success goes to head. Okay. Nothing will happen unless you really try. And when you try, you might fail. Now, when you try in science, any questions, sir, so far? Hello? Am I okay, Vasudevan? Pavle?
Okay, sir.
Yeah, just control my speed and whatever. I have to complete it by 3 o'clock, so I'm just rushing through. Okay.
Yeah, we'll take the in the end, sir.
Yeah, so without effort, you cannot achieve anything. Okay. Work, energy, and transformations are part of your life and growth process. They don't happen in thin air. You have to work it out. Nothing comes free. Don't desire anything free. It's a lazy man's approach, okay? Never say it is waste. Always tell it is invest, okay? No effort goes waste. Because whenever you do action, Newton says there is a reaction. Now the problem is when the reaction will happen, okay? So you work, but you might not get the purchase order or the result or the exam which you give as per your expectation. So keep working. We all have capacity to make efforts. Don't feel diffident. Okay. Many times we say, leave it here. If it's not happening, let's not try. And that's a prescription for a do. Pray for help, ask for help, learn for help, learn to ask help. That's an art, Belief system of a state of mind. You will learn how you build faith. And faith is a matter of head and mind, heart and mind. It's something very fuzzy, very thin. But every religion emanates from faith. It's a belief system, okay? Now, we talk about knowledge power, okay? The problem with knowledge is at times the knowledge which was there to liberate us has bonded us. And that's the sort of limitation of knowledge. Okay? That's the paradox of knowledge. You see many people are extroverted. Okay? They always look outside. And many times they destroy themselves. People say, if I work, I will get killed. हमारे हिंदी में कहते हैं, मैं काम करके मर जाएगा. You will never die working, okay? But you will die without lack of work. Sitting idle is a bondage, it's a burden. Nobody wants to sit idle. Please keep action over. Okay? Excellence of action is done through opportunities, which we say in Sanskrit yoga. Okay, everyone gets opportunities. It's like a passing train. Some see it, some let it go by. Some board that. The choice is yours. And when you make choices, don't blame others for your choices. Own that choice. Be rooted with yourself. That's what I say. Because unless you believe yourself, you will always question and doubt yourself. And doubt destroys and does not build. Faith builds and constructs. Doubt destroys and destructs. Limited doubt is okay, but in the balance, keep faith more and less doubt. Concentration with detachment. It's a bit difficult subject, okay? Whenever you're working on something, you get attached, you get soaked, you get dripped. The art is dripping out of it once the work is done or once the transaction is over. And if your mind can conceive it, it's just conception, the thought. And if your heart can believe it, practically, there is nothing you cannot achieve. So you get everything what you deserve and everything you deserve. And always be open to listening and observing. Okay, God has given us one mouth, but 2 eyes and 2 ears. That means you see twice, you listen twice, and talk once. This is a method of divine. Okay, I'm not creating it. Now you might say, oh, what's wrong in it? See your problems around in life. They happen just because somebody talks too much or somebody sees too much. Okay, sees less and talk. Observation and seeing is a big difference. Okay. Now studying and learning is work. Okay. If I want to excel at work, if I want to do good work, I need to build my knowledge into it. Be it as an engineer, as a doctor, as a manager, as an architect, as a commercial accountant, as a cost accountant, any work, it requires knowledge. And knowledge cannot be achieved without concentration. Very deep, unbroken, steady, and long. This is a big word, okay, concentration. It takes time to build concentration. We are cursed in digital industry today where we have too much diversions, which there's a phone, there's an SMS, there's an email, there's WhatsApp, so many applications, but your basic work application is not working. And that's the challenge which IT people also face. And to gain knowledge also you need to put efforts. Like we are coming and talking and listening to me, that's your effort, what I call. Okay, that's an attempt to agree that I want to learn and listen to somebody who is trying to give some different ideas. Okay. Now knowledge doesn't come without love. Okay, you need to feel knowledge. You need to experience knowledge. I can't say you can touch knowledge average, but many things you can learn by touching and feeling also. Okay. So there's a classic statement which I say, love what you do and do what you love. Then there is no work. It's all fun and joy and bliss. On Sunday also I'm doing a call, correct? At this time normally I sleep. Oh, it's a Sunday time, let's sleep. You want to refresh myself. But no, I love this work. I can do it at 2 o'clock in the morning or Sunday afternoon, 2 o'clock. Absolute no complaints, on time. So this love factor is very dynamic and it's a subject of discussion. So being loving is a big plus point. You know, love every damn thing you do. Every person you have to be affectionate. Now, there is another art which we say in our science of Vedas is to ways to learn is to seek or to devote or to argue. Okay, it doesn't happen. Learning doesn't come free. You need to be thirsty as the way you drink water. Okay? So there's a beautiful couplet by Kabir, who was a great illiterate guy, but wrote some fantastic short couplets to explain very profound concepts. Where in one of the things about love, he says that "Pothi pad pad jagmuwa pandit na banyo koi, dhai akshar prem ka pade so pandit hoi." Now, Pandit in our Sanskrit is very intelligent, knowledgeable, and a subject matter expert, okay? But if he does not understand love, Kabir says he's no good as a Pandit, he's no good as an expert. that important is love, even in experts' lives, okay? As a super specialist doctor, super specialist engineer, super specialist economist, you need to love your subject. And love is another very tradable or very delicate commodity, okay? Now, this concept I have very curtly and clearly put on paper because we all fail to love or we fear love, okay? So, we all want love and we sustain and grow love. Nature wants you to grow. But in an effort to sustain, we depend on mind motivated love rather than instinct motivated love. There's a saying in love, love at first sight. It is not love at 10 sight, it's not at 100 sight. It just clicked, it happens. Okay, that's your instinct on a subject, on a person, on a work, on a relation. It's instinct. It just there's a techie there. And when this instinct motivated love is converted into mind motivated, we start generating a sort of a feeling of fear that will I be abandoned in love? Will I lose love making capacity? Will I lose my love? I don't know. But that fear is constantly challenging your emotional security. And we all want emotional security through family, through friends, through work, through money. Without emotional security, we are shaken out. Today we have COVID and it has shaken every layer of human being, okay? All your makeup is gone. Now what you are made of matters. To overcome this danger, we resort to mind engineer love. Now this has four basic types, possessive love. Political love. You start playing one against another. You start punishing your love. And then you start exchanging services for love or gifts for love. It becomes a tradable or exchangeable commodity. Now that's where its uniqueness goes off and it becomes a dirty business. And at times it ends in a divorce or things like that. So love has to be unconditional, pure and very, very instinctive. You can't plan love. It happens. Okay, it might create intense excitement, intensify love when you go through this process of possessiveness, politicalness, punitiveness, and exchange services. But ultimately, they strangle it and kill it. Okay, so learning to love itself is a subject, but you challenge your love through arguments and experimentations. Okay, maybe I might be a good cook, I might be a good doctor. You have to experiment with your life. So keep experimenting. More the learnings, more the expectations. English is a poor language, okay, so love is love, but in our Sanskrit, there are 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 types of loves, okay. Sneha, when you love a child, we call sneha. When you love somebody for a reason, it could be sex, it could be money, it could be friendship, that is called prem. When you love somebody specifically for sex, it's called preeti. When you love with adoration and respect for a teacher or a professor, somebody senior or father, we call astha. When it matures to next level, unflinching faith, unbreakable belief, as it matures, relations get better and better. You start loving your old wife also. She looks as beautiful as 16. Because you've gone through a time phase of 15 years, 20 years, 25 years. And then there is no doubt that, it's just total whatever says, that's the Bible. Love with the feeling for betterment. We all urge, improve, and think for each other's betterment. That's why we are together, correct? So, unless you really have that feeling of betterment in love, love goes aimlessly. Okay. And then mamta, which is the highest form of love, mother and son love, mother and daughter, unconditional love. That's a serious challenge, but this is like, family bonding. There is no divorce, you just live in love for life. Hate is part of life, anger is part of life. So there is no question of separation. Okay? And the sad part of love is it's a noun and a verb, so you have to enact it, okay? You always can't be in a noun mode, you have to go in the verbal mode. And love creates lots of illusions and delusions also. There is no surety or guarantee or warranty in love, it just happens. Okay? So, due to that, it carries its risks and benefits and losses. But celebrate your love, okay? Without that, there is no life, Life without love is pretty tragic. Thank God that you have some people who love you, in whichever form they come. Friend, father, mother, sister, brother, they are all gifts of God. Animals also, dogs, cats, give your unconditional love. Now, coming back to a cycle of evolution of knowledge, it starts with gathering of information. Then you go through your logic, your reason, your memory, and decide whether should I or shouldn't I. We say go, no go. So I want to smoke cigarette. I say no, yeah, my lungs could get bad. Maybe I might get addicted. So I don't take cigarette. I have the information about the cigarette, but I don't experience to build it to a knowledge. Okay. Or I start smoking. Now that's also a possible thing. I start reading. I start abusing, using. Once knowledge is gained about a subject or an object, the next level we say you put it in practice. Okay. Practice makes man perfect, and practice makes man intelligent and wise. Now, intelligence is the next level of graduation from knowledge. And from intelligence to wisdom is another quantum leap. Okay, which intelligence to use when and not to use is another subject of discussion. In software, we say artificial intelligence. I say we should know what the real intelligence is. We don't know what the real intelligence is, and here we are talking about artificial intelligence. And the context of intelligence also changes. Okay, with age, time, situation. Intelligence is dynamic. It's not a piece of paper where I can put it down. Okay, so the wisdom gives the clarity of when and where and how and why and with whom you use that knowledge is called a wise person. Now, from wisdom to intellect, we are intellectuals and intelligent persons, but we are not intellectual person. Intellectual is the next stage when we say that you become pretty unique like a scientist or a commercial artist like Lata Mangeshkar or Sachin Tendulkar, where you become your boss. You are the uniqueness which people try to follow. You write patents. You are the best lawyer in the business. You are the best judge. And that's where your clarity of wisdom and implementation of practical knowledge and your experience comes in play and you become an intellectual person. And the next level is even more difficult. The clarity, we get some feelings, things are not going right before the inevitable happens. Okay, we say sixth sense, clairvoyance. For clairvoyance, you need a clear speech, clear audibility, clear smell, clear touch, and clear feelings. It doesn't happen in the air. So clarity is another subject, and again you go through that grind of information, knowledge, intelligence, wisdom, intellect to clarity. This gets like an old wine or a honey, each cycle you get richer, better, and sweeter. So that's what we talk about. And as you evolve through the road of knowledge, we say, objects of love are two types of love. Knowledge, love can give you knowledge, and love could give you salvation. We use the word vairagya in Sanskrit. Okay? You withdraw yourself from your lover, you get satisfied and you get contented from your love and move on to your next love. Okay? Say from a football player you become a football coach, or from a husband and wife you become mother and father. And slowly as you grow, your children marry and move on for next layer. That's when you start withdrawing from the world we call vairagya. Okay? There's another Sanskrit word where this word I always use, that knowledge doesn't come with brain, there is a heart. Where we say in Gita, they say Shraddhavana labate gnana. You have to have faith, and person who has faith gets lots of knowledge, tons of knowledge. Okay, and this is what the whole cycle what I described. Knowledge plus action gives experiential knowledge. Experience of knowledge matures into intelligence. Intelligence matures into intellect. Intellect further matures into divine light, which we call clairvoyance, where you have to sum total your audiating capability, vision capability, sensory capability, taste capability, smell, and that's where you start predicting what will happen. The sixth sense. Okay. In Hindu astrology, we call Jyotish, the light of God. You start seeing the divinity foreplay before it starts playing out. Okay. Now, our so-called Rishi Munis or saints were very scientific in their approach. Okay, and there's one doha in Hanuman Chalisa. We say Yuga Sahastra Yo Janapar Bhanu Leelatahi Madhur Paljana. Okay, this is a Sanskrit doha where it has a mathematical implication in that. Where if I convert this doha into Yuga Sahastra Yo Janapar Bhanu Leelatahi Madhur Paljana, in Sanskrit, one yuga is 12,000 years. Sahasra is 1,000. One yojan is 8 miles. Okay, these are Sanskrit maths. Okay, Vedic maths, what I call. Now, when somebody says Yuga Sahasra Yojan Parvano, which is sun god, he tries to tell you that 12,000 years multiplied by 1,000 multiplied by 8 miles, you get 96 million miles. Okay. And NASA today is telling that Earth's distance from Sun is 96,000 miles. Miles is a British word, but when you multiply by 1.6 kilometers, which is an American standard, now between British and American also, they always fought for standards to create their superiorities. And when you neutralize these standards, you come to around 1,536 million kilometers. And that's what NASA is telling. That's the correct distance between Sun and Earth. We did not have telescopes, but we wrote this down for you. And this is maths, okay? In numbers don't lie. So believe that this has happened. As we build that knowledge, I use this word bhava. It's a Sanskrit word. It's a feeling. Plus vichara, which is thought, okay? A mixture of feeling and thought gives rise to attitude, okay? A simple example I tell that when you feel a feeling, your pulse starts racing, your cheeks starts glowing, okay? Your eyes starts glowing, your mind and heart at times gets hard or heavy. Scientifically, your body atlas maps when you are excited or emotionally surcharged. We read this through CT scans also and MR scans in the body atlas heat maps, so that you feel warm in this place, okay? Regardless of language, location, caste, creed, color or sex, okay? Now, digging down this emotional power, I have classified this into a traffic light code, green, yellow and red. Now, it's like traffic light. So when you are in a green zone of emotions, you experience joy, you experience passion, enthusiasm, positivity, optimism, hopefulness, contentment, forgiveness. It's a big word, okay? Forget and forgive, it's a big word. So forgiveness comes when you are in love. Now go down, you get bored. Many times people say, I get bored. No, that's where your emotional energy is going low. It's a yellow, there is something which you need to take care of. So you need to pump up to green levels. Now when you get bored and you get pessimistic, you get frustrated, you get at times overwhelmed by the situation. What will I do in COVID? What will happen? No, nothing will happen. You do your best, God will do it. Disappointment, doubt, worry, blaming others and yourself, and discouraging. Don't do that. Now, next level, after that yellow state is the red state. Okay, that is very bad state, which destroys your intelligence as well as your mind and thinking power. And the first is anger. You start getting uneasy and heated yourself, and you start missing and at times abusing and physically getting violent with somebody. Anger is one shot of danger. Then revenging, hatred, rage, jealousy, insecurity, guilt, and fear, grief, to a feeling of depression and powerlessness. So, psychotic diseases start developing at this stage. Okay, so be cautious about these words. These are loaded emotional words. Okay, these are decoding your feeling. People say every work should give results, but Bhagavad Gita says reverse. Your right is to work, but not to the results of the work. Let results of the work not be thy motive, but don't be inactive. Okay? So you have to work. Every seed sown need not fructify into fruit and flower. You be controlled in your intelligence. Okay? This is for mind control what I use. If you are uncontrolled, there is no intelligence. Too much of work is also workaholism. Balance. And when you don't have concentration, you become unpeaceful. And when you are unpeaceful, you feel sad, unhappy. So again, control of intelligence, mind, body, work is very crucial. Okay. Uh, as knowledge gains, you get it formally, you get it through others, observation, and you have to learn with spirits, feeling, intelligence, mind, body, and relation. I miss the word relation, but relational intelligence is also very important. I'm going slightly fast because I'm running out of time. A state of mind, when I talk about attitude, a weak mind will look at a situation as a problem. I look COVID as an opportunity. Okay, there's no problem, but there are challenges. When mind is stable, situation will look like a challenge, and when mind is strong, situation looks like an opportunity. Now, this is very dynamic state of mind. Okay, I'm classifying into three, but I could go down more and more. Okay, and when mind is strong with love, then impossible is nothing. Because when mind and heart go together, you practically become infinite. Okay, so subjective and objective mind and heart actually brings you a lot of success. I would like to walk through this faster. Okay, sensations, you keep on getting good, bad sensations, and based on that, your thinking starts good, bad, evil. So don't take bad sensations, bad words, bad taste. Okay, keep good taste, good sensations, and that's where you will feel healthy, and you will start behaving healthy and start working healthy. And handling mind is a serious challenge. Okay, now. The objective and the subjective world, mind is like ocean many times. I say difficult to solidify or classify or define. But then we need to do this, and this whole process of this mind mandala, the cycle and the vibrations and the biorhythms, I classify in this picture that there's a subjective world where you read the subject, you capture all the movements, physical part, words, grasping, touch with your five senses. You use your logical memory. There are problems like ego, memory, passion, as well as intelligence. And then there is a psychological memory, which is objective world of touch, taste, smell, feel, hear. You can't measure, but you try to measure. Now, when you become too much subjective, you tend to be psychotic. When you become too much objective, you become neurotic. And both the states are not compatible. Somewhere the conscious states handles in middle. And you get right cognitions and wrong cognitions. And once the cognition goes wrong, we all fail miserably. So we should remove these blocks of cognition, thinking right, thinking wrong, thinking good, thinking bad, and guide for thinking good and thinking right. We call that Ichha Shakti. You think. It's a power, mind power. Kriya Shakti is work. Gyan Shakti is your knowledge power, emotional power, and spiritual power. Integrate them and don't let them operate in siloed boxes. Okay, you could tend into fear and create chaos. Between human and animals they have mind, but the maturity and the vastness of thinking is much bigger with us in a mind state. Okay, animals have not that developed mind and heart as we speak. Many times we say I cannot. The word no at times there's a healthy no and unhealthy no, and these negativity sometimes shuts down your senses. I won't taste it. I don't like it. I don't want to. And these words actually shut down your senses, and your mind development starts going down. Okay, and when we talk about mind, this slide is very important. Okay, there are key design machineries of mind. Okay, catch them. Mind is a great add delete machine. Okay, it can add or it can delete. It's like a computer or a waste paper basket. There is a lot of dirt and a lot of good things. It is a meaning generating machine. We constantly generate meaning. Each word has more than one or two meanings. Which meaning you are catching, which meaning I am catching is a subject of discussion. Okay, so be conscious. Mind is a flying machine into past, present and future. You oscillate. Yesterday was good, tomorrow will be great, now is okay. So that control of oscillation of past, future. And mind is what it believes. This is a big subject. But belief making is a fundamental bedrock of psychology, and we work at a next level where we change your belief systems. It's an art, science, and there's a process which we go through. And as you grow, your beliefs also change. But this is a conscious effort of changing and challenging your belief systems. Now coming to emotional awareness, okay, there are shades and grades of emotions, what I tell you. But the quality of your relations and the quantity of your relationships define your emotional awareness or emotional consciousness. I just slip into the next slide quickly. There are 7 shades of awareness. Emotionally numb guys, you are in a big birthday party and you would say, "Arey, kya hai party yaar? Kya zarurat hai? Why waste money?" Otherwise, you could connect to the party and enjoy that party at 100% interactivity. That's the highest level. 0 level, you are numb. You are isolated. You are alone. At second level, there are some sensations, but not very agile and sharp and conscious. Then comes primal experience. But you understand something. You are party here, let me dress well, but you are not up to the mark. Then there are physical and verbal barriers in emotions. The words only will articulate your emotional state. So you need to get better with your words. And then as you evolve, you are able to differentiate between a good emotion and a bad emotion, a good thought and a bad thought, a right emotion and a wrong emotion. And that at next level leads to understanding of cause of emotions, the causality, why this happened. And once you understand the cause, you become empathetic with that emotion. You don't become sympathetic. Sympathetic is the next stage. Sympathetic is action with emotion. Empathy is only emotion. Sympathy is only emotion. And then you become interactive as well as evolve in your emotional transactions and get better. I use this iceberg principle. What you see is 15-20%. What is below is 80-85%. And this is what I'm trying to play with. Mind, heart, intellect, and spirit. Okay. And it's a subject of discussion, as I told you. We are just trying to build that. Now, coming to the principle, what you see 15-20% in a pyramid form is your behavior. Your behavior comes from your perceptions. You might think I'm intelligent, you might feel good, bad, you feel smart, bad. It's a perceived. I don't know whether it's right or not. You don't know whether it is not. But as the presentation proceeds, we become perceiving each other. The perceptions generate attitudes of psychological, emotional, intellectual, and spiritual levels. And then you start believing and building trust and faith. And that validation of faith and trust is very tightly coupled with your rights and wrongs, which we call moral, and internal rights and wrongs, which we call ethics. What we feel internally is ethics. What we feel externally is morals. And morals and ethics comes from your value systems. The truth, the peace, the humility. There are 32 values which we go deep into our program and share that group values, individual values, sports values, family values, marriage values, work values. These are all further classification and deeper analysis. Now, how do I connect values with accounting principles? Okay, so at the base of other pyramid, I call accountability. Relationship gets stressed with accounts and accountability. If you don't account, I'm accounting on time, I will take 10 minutes extra, or I will push this fast. Your accounts are defined by your laws of accounts, laws of medicine, laws of architecture, laws of justice. Every subject has a law. Each law has principles and policies. Each law has regulators, telecom regulator, financial regulator, all types of political regulator, internal controls. What you can, within the organization, within the family, within the friend circle you control. And then these are defined again with your ethics and morals, and they again connect building beliefs, trust, and unfailing faith. And now you stand back to the accountability ladder, what behaviors I'm accounting. Acknowledge, own, find, and make it happen. Or victim behavior, wait, hope, excuse, blame. Doesn't solve the problem, okay? So this is where we are. Climb up the accounting ladder. Don't go down your ladder, okay? And with this, I close my presentation. I've just completed on time. Let thoughts flower, let love blossom. Enjoy the mystiques, okay? It is not 2 plus 2 equal to 4. It could become 2 plus 2 equal to 5. 1 plus 1, 11. Magic of maths. It's good to be God. And who gives is God. So try to have an attitude of giving to the people. Thanks Krishna, thanks Vasudev. There was one lady, Sneha, and Pavle, who came in and dropped out. But whosoever joined, I'm grateful to them. And next time, maybe we get more participants and we try to market ourselves more better. That's it. Krishna, I hand over to you.
Thank you very much, sir. It was a beautiful session. And if there are any questions, Vasudevan sir, would you want to ask any questions, or you can?
You can text me. You can talk. Sorry, I went a bit fast, but this presentation is available on YouTube, or I can share it individually. You can share your name to Krishna, and we will be happy to share that.
Yes, sir. I have a question. In fact, you mentioned about the classification of love. Could you slightly elaborate on that?
Oh, that's a big subject, Krishna. Let me go back to that slide, okay? This one you want that if you start trading love and or sneha, prema, preeti, asta, shraddha, guna, mamta. So when we talk classification of love, there are ages and stages and maturities of love. It's like a college. When you are young, it is sneha. You start loving anybody and everybody. There is no fear factor. See a child till 7 and 12. He's so free-flowing. He's so non-committal. He's slow. He's so open. But as we gather sensations and knowledge, you shut down openness. You shut down innocence. What I call. And the day innocence is lost, your child in you is lost. An innocent guy trusts everybody. A mature guy sometimes validates and always keeps on doubting before trusting. Trust everybody, unless proven guilty, you can break the trust or reduce the trust. But trust is the first building block of love. Prem, without reason you start loving everybody and someone, Every time you should not have love to your work, love to your sports, love to your music. It's just love. I don't need reason to. Heart has some reasons which head will never follow. Believe your instincts. There are code written in your body and mind and heart. Follow that code. Sex, another, it's a primordial need, correct? But then it has to be defined under the laws of marriage. Okay, marriage is the best live-in relationship. You shouldn't have live-in without marriage. You have a girl, Reha, in jail today, unfortunately. Had she been married, situation would have been different for her. Astha, a mature love, of people who are senior parents, you just blindly trust them. You don't doubt them. Okay, they are your well-wishers, but we start doubting that also. But at a mature stage, when Mirabai becomes, you give her a poison and that love converts poison to Amrita. Okay, so only solution to hate is love. Reduce hate and you will be fully lovely. And Karuna, again, betterment, empowerment, enhancement. Love should not strangulate your partner. Set him free. If he is right, he will come back to you. Otherwise, he was not your love. Leave it. Whether it's work, whether it's relation, whether it's friends. Mamta, unconditional love, difficult. But don't put your conditions that if you give me a diamond ring, then only I will love. No, it is a trading. Zero expectation. That's fine?
Yep. My second question would be about prayers. All right. Is it the right time to do prayers and expect for outcome, or should we, as you mentioned in your first slide, look at our karma, do some effort?
Yeah, you do your best, God will do the rest. No, I go deeper. I'm an astrologer also, okay? No, there are some signatures, okay, Krishna. Different strokes for different folks. What could work for me would not work for you. When I do this karmic accounting, the baggage which we all carry is, we say in our Brigu Sahita, there is a book which talks about a time and causation of the soul and the fructification of his work, okay? You could get the results of your work immediately, you could get after 10 days, you could get after 10 years, you could get after 7 lives also. That's the span you have to be patient in. Falit karma जो हम कहते हैं, और उसके लिए कौन से इष्ट को पूजा करना, which God you pray, that's another subject of discussion. So we can take this offline, Krishna, sometime.
All right. And could I ask you one more question? Or?
Yeah, do. Paula is there, so it's his time, so I'm eating into his time.
Any questions? Clement, would you have any questions right now? I believe you came in and went. So Vasudevan sir?
I'm okay. It is rich in content, very wonderful session.
Did you like it, sir?
Excellent. It's really
Grateful to you. Thanks for your kind words. Be critical also. I'll be happy to learn sort of any critical. I am done. I say stop sharing here, or you only decontrol me.
Yeah, I'm controlling it. One more question. These are times when people would want to know, can they actually go ahead and seek help from...
They should. I always say, don't die alone, cry for help. Everybody is living, protecting and dying every day. We all are living, protecting and dying. So it's a cyclical process, but please ask for help. Help people, and help is available. Don't feel that you are alone. Okay? You are with your spirit, you are with your body, you are with your intelligence, you are with your emotions. Okay? And use them effectively and efficiently. Don't be desperate and don't become desperate and don't despair. Keep trying. It's a secret of success. Never fail. You will never fail if you keep trying. And be patient in your attempts and be honest and loving in your attempts. Don't do it mechanically like a robot, We are not machines, we are humans. So we have good, bad, evil sort of energies, okay? So guide it positively and happily.
Thank you very much, sir. It was a terrific session, I would say, and I believe people who joined in did benefit out of this. Thank you very much.
Thanks all of you for your time, and I'm now going in a silent mode. I will be there to listen for Alessa's session.
Thank you.
All right, sir. Just give me a minute. I'm trying to stop the recording here and